What's good, YouTube family? Welcome back to another video, guys. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about things that you should never do driving a manual car. Let's get right into it. I hope you guys are having a great day, man. I want to thank you guys, first of all, for clicking on this. Oh my God, this guy's going 1,000 miles per hour, bro. Relax, my nigga. Before I start this video, I'm just going to say that I know that there are hundreds and thousands, millions of these videos already online, and I know that everybody already has their own opinions about things that you shouldn't really do in a manual car. But I've been driving this car for about maybe 4 years now. It's been about 4 years since I learned how to drive manual. You know, being that it's so recent, I can give you guys a more clear perspective for somebody that just learned how to drive manual, and mistakes that I was making and mistakes that I saw a lot of my friends make in terms of learning how to drive manual car. We're gonna dive right into it, guys. First mistake that people make driving manual cars, or at least one of the worst things that I do, is when I'm coming to a stop or a yield, and there's for example right now, see, like there I came to a stop and I could have kept going. I didn't have to fully stop. It's a yield, so I could have just continued going. So the situation is, you're coming to a yield, and you're gonna make a left or a right, or you're yielding for whatever purpose, and you're gonna keep going, but you have to get to a speed that's pretty low. Let's say maybe 5 miles per hour, 8 miles per hour, or something like that. Now, some people won't downshift all the way to first gear. Simply, some people don't believe it's good to downshift into first gear, or some people just don't like it because if you don't rev match perfectly, your car is gonna jerk a lot and your engine is not gonna like it at all. So some people really avoid it. And the thing that I used to do, the mistake that I used to make, is I will come and downshift all the way to second gear, and I'll stay in second gear at about 5 miles per hour, anywhere from 5 to 8 miles per hour. So you step on the gas, but the problem is now you're going 5 miles per hour and you're in second gear. You're logging your engine from second gear simply because you didn't want to downshift into first gear, or because you didn't come to a complete stop. There are three options you can do. You can either downshift into first gear, which some people are super against, and I understand why, or you can come to a complete stop at a yield, or ease into first gear. And by ease, I mean, you know, from second gear, put it into first gear and let off the clutch easily, like very softly, and just let it bite nice and easy. And that'll avoid the jerk, and that'll avoid your engine rocking back and forth, or you feeling that motion of your car jerking a lot. Now, that's the first mistake that I realized that I was doing, and I still do from time to time. I hope that made sense, man, because that was a lot of explaining. Mistake number two is super common. Everybody has this in their explanations of mistakes you don't want to do when you're driving a manual car, and that's simply resting your hand on your shifter or your shift knob. Simply because the shifter is actually connected to the transmission, so any force you're putting on this while it's in gear, it's just causing some unnecessary wear to your transmission and to your gears. Sometimes we don't realize this habit, but I'm guilty of it sometimes, because I'm a very casual driver. When I'm not driving hard, I don't like having both my hands on my steering wheel. I'm just more comfortable with keeping one hand down here at my side. So what I started to do is I just decided to leave my hand here and rest it here. Getting out of that habit of taking your hand off the shifter can be kind of hard. It's like a second nature thing. You don't really realize you're doing it. You just want to be comfortable. You know, it feels comfortable to leave your hand there. But sometimes you don't really realize it. You're putting a lot of force and tension on the shifter. Mistake number three, it's not really something that I do, or that I used to not do, or whatever, however you want to take it. It's something that I realized my friends were doing a lot when they used to take me on rides and stuff like that, and they were also fairly new to driving manuals, and that is not rev matching when you downshift. Some people think it's okay, and I've seen comments on other videos where people are like, oh, I've never downshifted in like 14, 15 years, and I've never had to change my clutch, or I've never had to change my transmission. Well, whatever, man, that's good for you. You're probably like 1 in a million. It's gonna pre-wear your clutch, and it's gonna cause a lot of heat spots on your pressure plate. It's just unnecessary wear. It's so easy, and like I don't know why people don't rev match. For car enthusiasts, it's like, it feels good when you get a rev match perfectly, and it makes you, I guess, a better driver. And I don't know, like rev matching, it just feels nice, you know? You downshift, you rev match, you know, the car doesn't jerk back. Usually when you don't rev match, the thing that I noticed, you know, with my friends not rev matching when they drove, was the car was jerking a lot, and I could tell that they didn't really know how to drive manual because they weren't rev matching, or they weren't even attempting to rev match, and it's not smooth. And obviously, you know, it makes the car jerk, so it's not a fun experience for the passenger. It's not a fun experience for the person driving the car. So make sure you rev match when you downshift. You know, it's gonna prolong your transmission and clutch, and it makes for a better drive experience. 4, it's gonna be kind of a funny one, and some people might disagree, whatever. Now, this is something that I'm personally guilty of. I used to over accessorize my clutch. You know, we all like to make our cars our own thing. There's thousands and thousands of BRZs and FRSs out there, and everybody likes to have their own individual thing that makes their car stand out differently from everybody else. You know, we all have our little tastes and knickknacks, whatever. So my thing was putting a lot of accessories on my shifter, meaning like even right now I have a couple bracelets here, was like putting bracelets. Sometimes my iPhone cord would get caught around it, and the thing that I noticed with this was, or the problem that I was having with this, so like I have beats right here. Sometimes the beat, one time actually, the beat got stuck when I went to upshift to like 3rd gear or something like that. It got stuck, and the beat snapped, and beats went all over the place. It made me miss a gear, and it really grinded the gears a lot, and it didn't feel right. And I was going at a pretty fast speed, so you can imagine how terrible the sound was of these gears grinding. One time my friend was driving with his rosary around it. It got stuck underneath the seat because it's a long rosary, so it got stuck underneath the seat, and he was trying to upshift to the next gear, and he wasn't able to because it was stuck. Now I know it doesn't sound like something serious. Put it in perspective of, you know, there's an emergency or something, and you know, I guess maybe you put it into 1st gear or something like that, or you're in reverse, and that rosary got stuck, and you couldn't get out of reverse, and you had to like move fast or something like that. There was a car behind you, or whatever the thing is. Now you're putting yourself in a position where, you know, you can possibly get into an accident simply because you have all these stupid things sitting around your shifter, and you know, it's unnecessary. It really isn't. I understand you want to have a unique build, but if it's gonna cause you an accident, it's gonna cause you to misshift gears, and it's just gonna make a clumpy mess here. It's really not worth it, guys. Now, the last and final mistake that people will make when they're new to driving manuals, resting their foot on the clutch. Now, this is another one of those things where everybody really talks about it in their videos. It's so simple to just take your foot off the clutch and just put it on the dead pedal. That's the whole purpose of the dead pedal being there. So it's almost like having that same feeling that you're sitting on the clutch, but it's not harming the clutch. That's the whole point of the dead pedal. I don't understand why people feel the need to rest their foot on the clutch. There's really like no purpose to it. It takes you like less than a millisecond to get your foot from the dead pedal to the clutch. If you're really like trying, it's not like you're racing anyways. It's like you're just daily driving. Unless you're like racing and you need to be ready to shift gears extremely fast, I would understand then. But you're just daily driving, you know, you're trying to make your clutch and your clutch disc last longer. Like, dude, how are you going through like 2 and 3 new clutches when I've had my car for the same amount of time and I've never had to change the clutch? Guys, that's where I'm gonna close out the video. I know these things are pretty basic and are things that people should already know, but it's just, I wanted to share to you my experience being new to driving manual cars. This is what I had experienced when I first started driving manuals. If you're a fan of cars and stuff like that, just take a second and maybe subscribe. I post a lot of cool car videos every single week, and we have a lot of awesome plans for this BRZ, and you guys don't want to miss it, so make sure you turn on that bell notification. And as always, remember to savage responsibly in whatever it is that you guys do. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.
All day, what puff, pass, rotate, ass, fat, first place, count, cash. Blue strips, count cash. Blue strips, count green. Don't trip up, late up.